All right, we're back for part 2, friends. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't have any interest in Taryn interviewing anybody of color, especially not a woman of color, especially not a black woman. Because very early in this deep dive, he says that he was surprised that Chelsie was in such an advantageous position after being downgraded. When you are a black woman in a patriarchal, white supremacist society, you're downgraded every day. So I'm not surprised at all at how well Chelsie handled it. It's also, again, why I'm not surprised at all that Chelsie was able to handle her alliance publicly being blown up so well, because she knew that she could not have that angry, rageful reaction that Brooklyn had because she's a black woman. She can't do that. And she knew that. And also, she humbled herself. And that's what people want to see you do. And that's what will endear you to people, is humbling yourself in a situation like that. Brooklyn didn't do that. And that's why she got evicted. And Chelsie, she talked about how she recovered from her game being blown up by saying that she was loyal and what she could do for people. She didn't mention that she humbled herself in this interview, but she did. And so I wish that she had said that, because to me, that's the primary reason that she stayed, is the humility. Not just the, I'm loyal and here's what I can do and da-da-da-da and all that. Being downgraded, Chelsie knew that if you have no vote and you can't play in the HOH, all you have is that you need to, is your social game. You got to dig in socially. And that's what both her and Cedric did. And had it not been for T-Core and Chemo being on the bottom of the collective, Cedric would have made it much further, because everybody in the house likes Cedric as well, because they both have and had great social games. And also something I want to say is, people had so many opportunities to catch on to how great of a player Chelsie was, and they just refused to do it. Because if you think about it, she could not play in the first HOH. Then the second HOH, the first one she could play in, she wins. If I had been playing, that would have tipped me off. This might be somebody I need to keep my eye on. And then as the game continued and she seemed to be in the center of so many things, I would have said, she got to go because she can win this game. And nobody said that until it was too late to do anything about it. Tucker wanted Chelsie out because he felt like she couldn't be trusted. You know, they were the heads of this alliance. But I think he thought that Chelsie played a role in starting the Pentagon and the collective, and she didn't. But he's like, you know, they are the head of this, they're running this alliance, da-da-da-da-da. He never said, and this is why I said when I was talking about my video that I did for Quinn's deep dive, Tucker's not super woke, because he never said anything about like Chelsea's game itself and the way that she would be capable of manipulating people down the line and how good of a competitor she was in competitions. He never said anything about that because he couldn't see that aspect of her game, because he didn't think that that's what a black woman would be doing in the house. He talked about her being the head of an alliance that she really was in control of, but she didn't start it. And so because he could only see that one thing, and what he was saying was not resonating with the people he needed it to resonate with, mainly T-Core, Chemo, Rubina, it didn't go anywhere. And it's like Joseph saw that Chelsie was a great game player and that she was a threat. He never won anything. So he never had any power to do anything about it. And this is what I'm saying when I'm saying like, oh, when people say, oh, Chelsie had such an easy time. Chelsie eliminated every single person that was a threat to her game, which is what good Big Brother players do. So by the time we got to the end of the game, there was nobody left to challenge her. Cam and Mackenzie were never going to go against her, even when they should have. And what I thought was going to happen is that, because Cam kept saying that he wanted to get rid of T-Core so that Chelsie wouldn't have T-Core to run to. Well, he got rid of T-Core. What I thought was going to happen is he was going to pick up Chemo and Rubina and go after Chelsie. He didn't. Mackenzie had the opportunity to cut Chelsie and go to Final Two with Cam, and she would have won unanimously. She didn't. These people were done. They were too far gone. They were never going to go against this woman. And so when Chelsie talks about in this deep dive that she was like, I need to be loyal to the people that will take me to the end. And she found those two people in Cam and Mackenzie, and she did that masterfully. So, if you need it to be explained to you how masterful Chelsea's game was, then yes, watch this deep dive. But I think most of us who have watched Big Brother for a long time, we can see that already. Chelsie confirmed that she was the glue between her, that Cedric was the glue between her and Cam in the beginning, which I said. The video where I broke down Chelsie and Cam's relationship, y'all really need to watch that if you haven't, because it explains a lot about the way that she behaved in the house. Taryn was giving way too much of his opinion during this deep dive. During a Quinn deep dive, you need that because he really did not understand how what he was doing in the game affected him. During a Chelsie deep dive, somebody who knew what she was doing and understands the game and understands this show, you don't need it. She claims that she would have protected or saved, I forget which word she used, but protected or saved T-Core even above Cam. I don't buy that. Because she knew that Cam would take her to the end. She couldn't be sure that T-Core would do that. She said that she told Cam later it wasn't the move to get rid of T-Core, and he agreed. What I thought was going to happen, as I said, is I thought when T-Core got removed from the game, I thought it was going to be obvious to everybody left how much power Chelsie had. Just like when T-Core won HOH, it was obvious that she was the most popular person in the house and the most well-liked person in the house. That's what I thought was going to happen to Chelsea's game once T-Core left. It didn't happen. Like, everybody just went along. Like, once Chelsie got rid of Angela, that was game over. It was game over from that point on. I think I said this in the other video, but Chelsie didn't admit, and this is something that bothered me, that she got rid of T-Core because T-Core was the only person who could have beaten her in the end. I don't think she would have, but the possibility was there. And I think the only person that would have beaten T-Core, possibly, well, no, I definitely think that Chelsie would beat T-Core, but I think T-Core would have given Chelsie a run for her money. And that's why she got rid of her. Like I said, she could have kept her if she wanted to. And she chose not to, which was smart. So also Chelsie let us know that she kept getting called to the DR during Janky Week, and she got nervous because people were like, why are you getting called to the DR so much? You haven't won anything. And so that Leah said, oh, it's almost like you won HOH. So this just proves, as I've told y'all multiple times, Leah is even less intelligent than what I thought. Because she said that Leah said, it's almost like you won HOH. So you know that Chelsie must be doing something because she keeps getting called to the DR and you still didn't fucking backdoor her. And then the next week, she convinces Mackenzie to put you on the block and you go home. These people, they were not seriously trying to win Big Brother. They weren't. Angela was. I think Chemo was, but then he lost his motivation once Tucker went home. But the rest of these people, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But as I said before, these seasons are full of people like that. So that's nothing new. So that's everything. Hope you enjoyed my synopsis. And like I said, if you want to understand more about the game, watch it. If you don't need to, don't. I will see you in the next video. Deuces.